guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Priscilla, and if it's your first time here, I do hope that you subscribe before leaving because I have lots of inspiring content on preparing for marriage as a single lady, or even content on how to maximize this season that you are in. And honestly, you should subscribe like right now. Okay, so today I want us to have a conversation, and I want to actually have this conversation with some of you ladies who, when we started 2021, or even before we actually started 2021, you had plans, and one of your major plans was for you to get married in 2021. Like, you literally planned your wedding. You wanted to become a Mrs. in 2021. It didn't happen. Right now, we are in December, like just a couple of days to 2022. And obviously, you don't see any wedding happening anytime this year. Let's talk. So, I know that this is kind of a sensitive topic, and I'm not going to go into all the details. I really want to just give you a few things to reflect on, and also give you some sort of perspective, if that's okay. Because yeah, it's a sensitive topic, but I also believe that there are so many things that you may want to look at versus just focusing on it didn't happen, I am sad, and thinking about all the negative things and being all morose and all of that. There are some things that you can actually reflect on, which will help you plan for 2022. This is why I'm here. And if you're excited, just as I am, if you can't wait to hear what I have to share, please stay tuned. Welcome back. By now you know that it's very important for you to share this video. Don't enjoy it alone. Share it, because you never know, you have a friend, a sister who find this video very useful. Let's get straight into it. As I said, I understand that there may be various reasons depending on why you were actually not able to get married this year. But whether you were not able to get married this year because there was no man anyway, you were very positive that this year was going to be the year where your Prince Charming was going to make his appearance. It did not happen. So whether that was your case, or maybe there was actually someone, you even started courtship but had to end it for one reason or the other, or maybe it's complicated, as some of you say, right? So it just didn't happen. It's complicated, Priscilla. It's really complicated. So whatever the case is for you, as I said, going into all the details case by case may take us a longer time. But today I'm just going to give you some points here and there to help you navigate this season you are in right now. And also I want you to understand that it's not the end of the world. Breathe in and out. Like, literally, I want you to rest in God. I want you to turn this situation into worry. I don't want you to turn this situation into overthinking, because that is not going to do you any good anyway. That is not going to help the situation anyway. So instead of spending a lot of time thinking and literally getting depressed, I want you to rest in God. I want you to literally hand over this case to Him and trust Him. Commit your ways to God and trust that He is going to help you. Now, talking about resting in God, I would like to ask you a few questions. You understand God's will for you? And I want you to not take this question as just one of those questions. I want you to take this question really seriously. Ask yourself, do I understand God's will for me? What is God's plan for me? The reason I like to ask this question is because I understand how important it is for you to actually know the will of God for you. It changes the game for you, ladies. And if you realize that you actually do not understand the will of God for you, I want you to begin to take it seriously and begin to work towards understanding it. Because for those of you who have read my book, like, I have a copy here. understanding God's will for my life, you would understand why I'm actually saying this. Understanding the will of God for your life plays a key role in this whole talk about getting married to the right person. So do you understand God's will for your life, and are you in alignment with His will for you? Have you submitted to His will? This is also a very important question. Have you submitted to His will? Because many times as ladies, we want to do our own thing, and we really are bent on doing our own thing until it doesn't work. Then we are now running back to God and we want Him to handle the case as an emergency situation. Like, you need to fix a man for me right now. I need to get married. The year is going and I'm not young any longer, blah 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 blah. Like, you really want God to now handle it as an emergency case. And those of you again who have read the book, you know what that means and what that looks like, because I literally gave you a picture of what that looks like when you actually treat certain areas of your life, and especially marriage, that way. If you realize that I don't think I've actually handed over this area of my life to God, I've been trying to do it all by myself, and this actually is one of the key reasons I find myself still where I am, then you want to retrace your steps, and you really want to dedicate this time before you set another deadline, or before you give yourself another timeline saying, okay, 2022 by so period I need to get married. Before you actually do that, because you may eventually get married, but the issue is not getting married, the issue is getting married right. There's a difference. The issue is not just getting married, because when you also get to that point where you're like, because you know what, okay, it didn't work out, but as for 2022, I definitely need to get married, come what may, blah 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 blah. You need to begin to slow down, because you don't want to take some decisions that you regret later. You want to just really ensure that you are letting God be involved in all of these things. You need to submit to His will, and submission to His will is actually a beautiful thing. And you may want to get this book. As a matter of fact, you shouldn't even cross 2021 without reading this book. You definitely need to get a copy. You can get the ebook, or you can check the details and request to have the hard copy, so that you can actually take out some time to read it before we cross over to 2022. I trust God that it will be a blessing to you, as it has been to myself and to many other people out there. So there's a spiritual part, all right, where you really want to ask yourself this question. This is in no way to say that if it didn't happen, then it's because you are not in the will of God. No. I'm just saying, as I said, there are many cases, and I can't tackle all of them, all right, in this video. So these are just like general points for you to reflect on. I know for some of you may have done everything that you needed to do right and all of that, and it still did not happen. You want to relax again, because there's timing. Maybe it wasn't the time. Maybe you decided on your own, which is why the will of God again. When it comes to even making plans, it's important that you commit those plans into the hands of God, and that you allow God to lead you. Because sometimes you also make plans, good plans, very fantastic plans. So for you, it may be that the man was there. You guys planned to get married this year, but it did not happen. God knows. Have you gone back to Him instead of getting all sad, all mad? Have you gone back to God? Have you actually sat at His feet to pray about this whole thing? And have you actually just, try to quiet your spirit and just hear from heaven and hear what God has to say to you regarding this? All right? And in everything, give thanks to God. It's not an easy thing to do, but that is what the Bible encourages us to do. Now, away from the spiritual part, let's talk a bit about the physical. One of the things that I want you to think about is, I know you were really eager to get married in 2021, but were you preparing for what you were praying for? Because you know what, as a coach, I see that a lot, and this doesn't have to do with marriage alone, with so many areas of our lives. Sometimes we talk about the things that we want to get and why we need them and all of that, but we don't prepare to get them. Many of us are not even ready to pay the price. I see that a lot. So the question is, in as much as you were very eager to get married, How prepared were you? Were you preparing towards it, or it was just a matter of, I'm ready to get married? Sometimes you wouldn't get what you are praying for because you are not ready for it, or because you are not even making a conscious effort to prepare for it. And when it comes to marriage, I know that this is an issue, and again, I really do hope, God willing, that we are going to have a couple of videos in 2022 where we are going to be talking about these things, all right? Because many ladies would actually prepare for the wedding, they'll prepare for the big day, they'll prepare to look all radiant and beautiful and all of that, but they would literally not prepare, or prepare just a little for the marriage, which is the core thing that you actually have to prepare for. So the question is, were you ready for what you were praying for? Did you prepare yourself to receive what you were praying for? So when you talk about preparation, this is really vast. There are a lot of things to talk about. Your attitude, your character, your disposition, your emotional readiness, your relationship with people, how you handle conflict, so many things. How many books on marriage did you read? Don't go there, Priscilla. I'm going there. I am going there. You know what? In Exceptional Ladies, one of the core activities of the group has been book reviews. Book reviews. This is something I do not joke with. And talk to any exceptional lady who at least has been a member for a while, and they will be able to mention to you books that they've been able to read, because I will literally give out those titles and I will encourage people to read. And of course, outside the titles that I will give, because I encouraged people to have a reading culture, so many ladies went out of their way on their own to look for books that they read, and that makes me so happy. So I'm not going to end this video by clapping for you that I did not read any book. I don't like reading. Forget that thing. How many books did you read on marriage? How many books did you read for your own personal development? Because of course, you need to invest in yourself so that you can become a better person. What did you do, practically speaking, to prepare yourself towards marriage? Because many of you just sit down and wait. You're like, I'm waiting for the man to come before I prepare, when what you are really saying is, I'm waiting for the man to propose so that I can prepare for the wedding. We are not really talking about the marriage, and this is something that we have to have conversations about, ladies. All right. So these are things that you want to think about. But in all, I really also want to encourage you: do not fret, don't get anxious. Just commit everything into the hands of God and position yourself well in 2022. Make sure that it's not just a thing of. Make sure that you're not just saying it that you want to get married, but you're actually taking action as well, preparing yourself, doing your part, because God has a part to play, but you have a part to play as well. So make sure that you play that part, and most importantly also, as you even prepare physically and all of that, emotionally and all of that, make sure that you are positioned to receive from the Lord. This spiritual part is very important, sisters. It is very, very important, because at the end of the day, when all has been said and done, you don't want to go outside the will of God. You want to make sure that you remain in the will of God. And so you need to be attentive. You need to be sensitive. Alright, in 2022, I have more content coming for you on how to prepare to have an exceptional and purpose-driven marriage. Remember that the aim is not just to get married, but for you to have a purpose-driven marriage, a marriage that stands out, a marriage that glorifies God, and a marriage that also allows you to grow to become who God has called you to be. That is the aim, ladies. And while you are single, the aim shouldn't be for you to want to rush out of this season. It should be for you to also maximize this season and enjoy all that God has in store for you, and be all that God wants you to be, and do all that He wants you to do in this season. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'm sorry, you'll be missing out. You definitely want to click on that subscribe button. Subscribe right now and turn on post notifications so that you receive notifications. Share this video with someone. Share it with a friend. Share it with someone that you care about. Let them also enjoy. I do hope that this has been useful. If it has been, please give me a thumbs up. Alright? Give me a thumbs up and drop your comments. Let me know if this has been helpful. Finally, sisters, before we go, get this book. You're single, watching this right now, and if you haven't read this, you should get a copy. Understanding God's Will for My Life. See the description box to know how you can get yourself a copy, whether you want the ebook or the hard copy. Stay well, enjoy the season, and I will see you in my next video, which will be in 2022. Bye, ladies.